Okay, so now we are going over the uh, unique mechanism. So now what the unique mechanism is, it's a bit iffy, right? Unique mechanism is a marketing term, and frankly, with all of this marketing stuff, it's unpredictable. It's up in the air. It's all prone to testing. There is no perfect way of doing it the first time around. I would not expect a perfect way of doing it the first time around. This is going to happen over years of iteration, right? Or months of iteration. Okay. If it's the same thing with all of this. Okay. We keep harping on this point, but I feel like it's something that people get wrapped up so much in their heads about, where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. It's like, okay, one, are you going to die? No. Two, what's going to happen if you launch and don't get it right? You're going to make a few less sales, right? You're not going to get a 100% conversion rate. Oh, big deal. No, I'm kidding. But that's the main thing, right? Is people are expecting like, oh, okay, I should aim for like a 90% conversion rate, when like a 2.5 conversion rate is above average, a 1% conversion rate is okay. And the more you build your audience, which is, this is an extremely important part to all of this, is that you're not going to make any sales if you don't have an audience to leverage. So that comes before any of this, and is why we are outlining this. So as you spend time with your audience and online, all of this becomes more clear. This is just the creative process in general. You have to get everything out onto the paper so that you free up room for more ideas for your subconscious to birth. So the unique mechanism is the how. And what I mean by how is, it is the step-by-step process for how you are going to help someone achieve a desired end goal, end result, right? A promise. Okay? So, with all of that, and we talked about the promise a bit, yes. So that the unique mechanism is how they are going to get there. It is the aha, this is finally going to solve my problem, right? It's what catches your attention in most of marketing. And what you're going to do here is very simple. You're going to list out the steps that it takes to get to the desired outcome, right? You can think of this as goals toward a vision, right? But in this case, the vision for the future is a it's like a minor vision. It's a goal, right? So it's a goal. What's the goal that you are helping people get to in their lives, and what are the steps to get there? What is the path to get there? What are the micro goals to get there? And now this doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to use this right away, but what you're doing here is you're outlining the steps to get to that goal, and then that will form the foundation of either one main module in your course, or the action steps in your course, or just what you are helping people with on the calls, right? So if you're doing a consulting service, then each of these can be the focus of a call, and you can outline that in your offer and start to create more than just a pack of 4 calls. It can be guided, and you can start to develop an end goal for that offer that you help people go through in a one-on-one setting on calls. Does that make sense? Right? Because that's all you're helping people do, is you're helping people solve problems, and solving problems means that you're getting to a goal. There is a problem, there is a roadblock that is preventing someone from hitting a goal, and you are helping them overcome that, right? So here you just write out the steps. So for me, it's learning the fundamentals of persuasive writing as opposed to like English writing or professional writing. Having a vessel to practice that writing. So for me, that's Twitter, right? I'm thinking about what I do on a personal basis, what I do on a personal level. And now, pursue my genuine curiosity by reading and consuming information. I go on walks, brainstorm, generate ideas. A lot of you are very familiar with this because some of what's in digital economics is going to go into this course that I'm creating called the 2 Hour Writer. But this could just easily as well be a one-on-one help for becoming a better writer on Twitter, right? It could very well be that, and someone can use that if they want to, because you're just teaching what you know. That's all you're doing. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that in terms of the how, but then things get a bit more complex and complicated with marketing because that's more up in the air. How you do something is not really up in the air. You know the steps to get somewhere, but marketing that effectively through a unique mechanism and naming it and creating like concepts around it is where it gets a bit difficult. So you list out the steps, and then you slap a compelling name on it. So if this is, you have to think of this in terms of macro and micro, where you could have a big process, like your entire course or curriculum or walkthrough on calls, is like the macro process. That alone can be your unique mechanism, or there can be one specific thing that you do differently inside of that, like one module that is what you do differently. So what I do differently, I already packaged up and put it in my lead magnet, 7 Days to Genius Ideas. It's called the Genius Method, where that's how I dissect ideas, right? But in essence, like a lot of people already do that. I just became conscious of it by paying attention to what I'm doing when I'm creating content, systemizing what I'm doing so it becomes easier to do, and then packaging it up in a way that is sellable and slapping a compelling name on it so it is enticing to other people. So here, the compelling name, I could do the 2-hour writing method. I could do the unprofessional writer because a lot of people don't want to be professional. And they're kind of like, they have a sense of, what is it? Like distrust around professionals. I could name it, I could add in the Genius Method and just use that again, right? And we've already done this many different times, or hopefully have done this many different times as we're writing out processes for overcoming problems in our content. Because our content, we have, if you've been doing this, you probably have 1 to 2 processes that are very unique to you that you can turn and use in a product, or you can expand on them and create an entire product or lead magnet out of that process, right? So the unique mechanism is just lingo for your specific way of getting to that outcome. And you can make this up, or it can be pulled from many books or courses or things that you've used before, but it's basically what you do on a daily basis. And so now the big idea. The big idea is something I've always struggled with, and I still struggle with it. It's usually it's kind of few and far between, and I would treat it as optional right now, right? So the big idea for digital economics was that 4-year degrees are out, right? Because I'm creating my own philosophy around all of this stuff, right? Where I see the digital economy a bit differently than other people because I'm so immersed in it, because I understand all of its parts and I understand the connectedness of it. But for the big ideas, we've already talked about this. It can be a shocking statistic that you came across, right? So if I found a statistic about college and how enrollment has decreased by this much or something like that, or I have a story or I have a compelling argument about a better route than college, then I can turn that into a big idea. So in terms of writing, a big idea that would stick out to people or grab people's attention are, you can build a business from 2 hours of creative work a day or creative writing a day. You don't have to work for 8 hours every day to make good money. It's kind of a spin-off of that one. Your English teacher lied to you, and society lied to you about creative skills. So the whole like starving artist persona is kind of what I'm attacking here as well, because most people are aware of that. So that is the unique mechanism and the big idea. And now what we're going to do with all of these is we're going to use them for our copywriting, for our promotions, for other things. Right now, we're just fleshing everything out during this module. So be patient. You can start playing around with these. One thing you can do is start writing about these. So you can use this as a newsletter idea, as a thread idea, and you can start fleshing it out. And I would encourage you to do that very much so. So that's it for this one. We will get into the Godfather offer.